Get ready, everyone. Today we're coloring. Welcome to the world of color. The first thing I'd like to discuss today is what type of food color you should use to color your macaroon shells. You should never use liquid food coloring to color your macaroon shells because water is the enemy of meringue. Like water seizes chocolate, water will destroy your meringue. Therefore, I would recommend using a gel food coloring. My favorite brands of gel food coloring are Chef Master's Liqua-Gel food color and a Macaron soft gel food paste. Both brands come in an enormous assortment of colors, which is awesome. The more colors, the more you can choose from. Now let's discuss dividing and coloring your batter. I'm going to show you how to color your batter in two ways. The first method is the divide and color your batter. In order to divide and color your batter, I would use a measuring cup to evenly divide your batter and then add gel colors accordingly. And carefully, I would undermix your batter before you add color. Very, very important. That way you don't risk overmixing or breaking your meringue. Do you see how lightly I'm mixing the color in? I'm barely touching it. In order to create these gorgeous divide and color macaroons, you're going to place each of your colored batter into separate piping bags without tip. You're gonna tie them up, and then you're gonna place all of those bags into a larger pastry bag with a piping tip of your choice. Now, if you're going to do this method, I would use a large round tip to pipe your macaroons. As far as my favorite round piping tips, I prefer to use 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch round tips. You have more control when you use a smaller round tip. If you're not as experienced, I wouldn't recommend using large round tips because then you don't have as much control and you end up with having much larger size macaroons than you wanted. Don't ever add color to your meringue. Don't do it. Step away from the meringue. Regardless if the food color is gel-based, bad idea. You risk deflating the meringue and also just a muddled, dull color to your macarons. Always, always, always add your food color to your batter after you've combined the wet and dry ingredients. Those are the things I'm telling you in this series as a matter of opinion, except for this. Don't do it. I have broken so many meringues in the beginning trying to do it this way. Want to know why your colors aren't coming out vibrant? Example A. I'm going to list my favorite pastry bags down below in the caption. Coloring batter method number 2, also known as the marbling effect. Now, some people might use the divide and color to create the marbling effect. That's perfectly fine, but it's just unnecessary because it takes more time to divide all that batter. Here's an easier way. Take a pastry bag, put in no less than a 1/2 inch round tip, paint stripes in the inside of your pastry bag. Then you're gonna take your batter, which I colored white in this case, place it into the bag with the painted stripes and proceed to pipe. You want to make sure you are piping your macaroon shells straight up and down so you don't risk lopsided macaroons. And if you're going to use the French meringue method, you want to make sure you pipe macaroons smaller than you want them to be because they're going to spread out. And that will give you this gorgeous marbling effect. Okay, so after you pipe, give the tray a good tap against the surface so that you can release air bubbles and then pop the air bubbles with a toothpick. Don't go out of your way to buy special tools. If you have toothpicks lying around the house, they work just as well. Now we wait. Allow your macaroons to set for about an hour or until a matte, crust-like shell develops. We need this shell to develop so that when the macaroons rise and the feet develop, they don't burst or crack. Next week it's getting hot in here. We're talking about time and temperature.